interesting situation. There's something my grandmother would always say: he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. So here, during the hearing by the committee to investigate the impeachment issues raised against the former speaker himself raised questions. How come part of the 18-man committee put together by the assembly to investigate the allegations against my person include those who made the allegation? That gives room for a bias, does it not? Does he have a reason? Does he have a case to argue in that regard?
Those that make the complaint are still members of the assembly. They are not non-members of the state assembly. Besides, when you count the numbers of legislature or the state legislature, you also will count them as part of them. Now, so where you have said they were not the only person that decided the fate, they were alongside with other members of the state assembly. Now, the question, like I always ask, the constitution of the Ogun State Assembly, what does it spell out? That those who accuse shouldn't be part of the committee to investigate? Is that what the constitution talked about? If the constitution do not spell it out to that extent, then what then should be the reason for a speaker to be impeached? If the constitution also set out guidelines for impeachment process, even though, like I kept saying, that our problem in this country is not just to create the law, but to also implement the law. We find it difficult to follow rules and regulation, and we find it difficult to obey the law. Even those lawmakers are also lawbreakers. That has become a major challenge. When lawmakers became lawbreakers, it becomes another major challenge. So the impeachment notice that should be put on, that was actually issued to the speaker, of what consequences and what was the reason for it. So if he has been accused,
misappropriation of funds,
if I be accused,
high-handedness, lack of focus. So I want to ask, what exactly is a lack of focus? Well, previously, with regards to the misappropriation of funds, they said that he used monies that was meant for the assembly for his personal purposes. But then, what is a lack of focus? What exactly does a lack of focus mean?
I was actually coming to the reason I asked that question, because there should be constitutional guideline for impeachment notice or for impeachment. Before a person, a legislature or a governor or a chairman or whoever will be considered for impeachment, it must have breached the constitution. And is it that the constitution of Ogun State is different from every other constitution? Or is that the state assembly constitution also have situations? So when something is political, you understand that there's always an undertone or political undertone in every situation. So what we want to know is, what is the political undertone of that situation? Is it that there is a government or some other persons from somewhere, or there's a government against the speaker, or is it that the speaker is against the governor? Because it's just like what is playing out here in Rivers State, where we have the assembly that claims to have woke up to their rightful duties. This is the same assembly that was sleeping all throughout the other 8 years, and today they claim that they have woke up and they claim that they know the legal right, or they know the constitution of the assembly. So if it is the same thing in Ogun State, then we must look at it credibly well, the political undertone of what is going on in the state assembly. Because if the speaker is impeached, is it that the governor also have a hand in the impeachment of the speaker, or is it that there is another witch hunting on the speaker? That's the point to be raised, because the issue based, or the purpose of which the speaker stands to be impeached, is not credibly well for a speaker to be impeached. When you talk of lack of focus, you talk of lack of focus. What is lack of focus? Because whether you like it or not, the other members also want to impeach on that notice, and they also focused on the governance of Ogun State. Because if you look at it very well, the 22 members out of 26 that also wants to give out or dish out this impeachment notice should also be asked, in what way have they not been found wanting? Now we have the situation we face with the current leadership of the country, Bola Ahmed Siwaju. If you noticed, he has found it very difficult to fight corruption. When a president cannot face corruption or cannot indict those that have been found wanting of corruption, that means there's something hidden, because you cannot actually fight a situation that you are part of. You cannot fight a room or a house that you are part of the building process. It's very difficult for you to fight, even when you claim that you have repented based on the fact that you are now the president. Because whether you like it or not, when you are arresting or going after some persons, those persons you are going after also have a trace to you as the reason why they are part of the process you want to go against them. So we must always look at he who comes to equity must always come with clean hands. So if the assembly consider the speaker to be impeached based on lack of focus and financial embezzlement or misappropriation, then we must always look at it very well. That is the only reason that I consider there the financial aspect.